start with connecting your direct experience, your felt sense directly. I feel like I'm in the middle, just center of the eye of the storm. These five elemental upheavals happening around me, I feel like. Then see if we can, in this moment, right here, right now, connect to the direct experience, felt sense way. We gather together here today, like a little camp circle with the intention, motivation, and the fortitude, perhaps longing in the face of adversity. See if we can listen to the silence which is listening, experience the space, everything, all the appearance is arising, happening, and connect to the stillness where movement of your mind, movement of your element, everything coming and going. And rest in the just right in that center, immediacy, freshness of each moment. Everything unfolds from there and infalls back, arise, subsides. Even today's session unfold from this place. So with appreciation and gratitude for this opportunity of being together, being able to make it, so to speak, to this camp circle. See if we can start with the short 6 session Guru Yoga. Those of you who are new, don't worry. So this is just to establish the ground, so to speak. Even you don't need to remember the words. This is all about your experience. I can guide you through. See if you can open to awake presence, which is always available for you, waiting for you to open to that. If you like, you can imagine the personification of that awake presence if you have a specific connection to a teacher or hidden deities, or some figures which you can really connect to as a awake presence. See if you can open to that, representing your unconditional love and innate indwelling wisdom, indwelling perfections, unbrokenness. Open your heart to that. So this is called a refuge. In my heart, I turn to the 3 jewels of refuge. In my heart, I turn to the 3 jewels of refuge. Can you fully open to that possibility of innate perfection, that reflecting your innate perfection? Open your heart to it. May I free suffering beings and place them in bliss. May I free suffering beings and place them in bliss. May I free suffering beings and place them in bliss. May the compassionate spiritual love grow within me so that I may complete the awakening path. May the compassionate spiritual love grow within me so that I may complete the awakening path. So this is the 2 kinds of Vajjita. Awakened mind, complete openness of your heart toward all beings. In our previous session, we talked about the source of joy. One of the source of joy is this a sense of belonging, not the isolated self, separate self here, other there. No, we are all belonging together, interconnected. See if we can let or allow your heart open to that, include all beings on this journey. So this is the intention. You establish intention with firm motivation of Bodhicitta. In the sky, on the lotus sun and moon sheet, I see my Lama as Dorje-chan, blue in color holding Dorje and bell, experience great bliss with his consort with Inchukma. At his brow a white Om, at his throat a red A. From the blue hum at his heart many colors shined, calling forth the awakened. From all 10 directions, inviting them to him to melt into one. If you like, you can personify this awake presence. In this case, Vajradhara. Then request, see if you can request this representative or crystallization of awake presence, awakened beings. Request to come to you, then merge into you, then awake your own awakened qualities, your own Buddha nature's basic goodness. So sincerely ask them to come and mix into you. Now my Lama has requested to come to the top of my head and dissolve until we both are one. So just now take a moment to feel into, see if we can have an experience in a felt sense way. Resting. And I, as Dorje Senpai, unite with Chomden Dema, holding Dorje and bell and experiencing great bliss. So now you awaken. So you embody the awake presence. How does that feel like? You embody who and what you truly are. Or the veils dropped or unveiled. What's in a way of seeing that dissolve, melt away. Just briefly dedicate. May the profound blessing of the precious three jewels and the unerring truth of depending arising fulfill all the prayers that now I set forth and lead me across the awakened shore. Guru Yoga of Machi Clapton, I would like to share with you. Those of you who have received transmission or the commentary, it's nice to practice again and again. This is very nice. I found very concise, profound, convenient, and condensed. Really good practice for the people like us, busy in a modern day and age. So just say a few words before we really get into the text, what this text is about, who composed it, and what it consists of, and so forth. This is a part of the text composed by Karma Chame, Karma Kagyu's great master. He's a writer, scholar, practitioner, meditator, great master. So he composed quite a number of the related texts. This is a part of that text. This is Guru Yoga of Machi Clapton. The subtitle is A Prayer Song to Mother Lapki Dhamma. Then this Raga Asya, that's Karma Chame's another name, 17th century master. He's a teacher of Mikyo Dorje, very famous Telton. This is a combination of Vajrayana, Guru Yoga. Guru Yoga means Vajrayana, entryway to Vajrayana. So Vajrayana practice and Mahamudra, pointing out instruction, combination of that, and also grants meditation of Ramlim, stages of the path. Of course, Guru Yoga always incorporated that, but this has that very brief version, but some kind of entire map of the path to awakening. That's why it's very nice as a review meditation as well. Then really going into the pointing out instructions and Mahamudra meditation. If you would like to use this as a daily practice or maybe once in a while, do that, very nice. As if Machi Clapton is pointing out your true natures. You know, you read, then just meditate and just exercise it. Very good thing. So let's go into the main text. Always start with Sanskrit, right? To honor the earlier word, Sanskrit. holy language. Namo Guru De Dakini Ye. So Namo is homage, right? Homage to Guru, inseparable Dakini, or deities. Vajrayana is the front generation and self generation. Front generation means visualize using the duality, me here and awake presence there, this way. Then start connecting, then become one. Use the duality to go beyond the duality. When we visualize, by now, those of you who are with me, you have been with me, you know visualize means involve the entire senses, entire experience, human experience. It's not like only visualize with eyes. Yeah, so how you feel when you read this. This is poetry, especially this is a poetry. Very short word. Let's see if you can feel it. Above my head, a foot above, is a three-tiered sheet, lotus, sun, and moon. Rainbow light forms a canopy. Inside it is the teacher I trust. Kind of images pop up. Then health sense pop up. Maybe teacher I trust may not be the specific teacher you may not have yet. Then just feel this presence, awake presence I invited you to connect. So above my head, foot above is a three-tier sheet, lotus, sun, moon. Yeah, all this symbolism, we can talk about that. Three principal aspects of the path. You can say renunciation, bodhicitta. In this case, sun is wisdom, and the moon is bodhicitta. Or love, compassion. Rainbow light forms the canopy. All these visualization, they're not a solid thing. It's like a movie, rainbow like nature, vividly appear, yet empty, completely empty, no solidity. Essence is empty and bliss. Inside it is the teacher I trust, especially identical with the mother of the Four Noble One, Mother Lapkidoma, white in form. Of course, for Noble One, it refers to the four Tathagatas, Shakyamuni, Avalokiteshvara, Manjushri, and Vajrapani. Those technical terms, you don't need to worry about it. Just this representation, mother of all awakened beings, in the form of Machikkulapton. Those of you who are new to Machikkulapton is the human being, human awakened mother. 12th century, she lived, then established this tradition called the church. This is Dakini Whisper Sunday's focus. Is her teaching, her approach, her tradition. It's so relevant to what's happening or what we are facing right now. So that's why I brought this one. So now her body is in white. Her silken black hair flows down her back. Her face is peaceful and smiling. Her three eyes look into the sky. Her white silk blouse with long sleeves flutters in the breeze. Her red silk skirt is bound with a sash at her waist. She sits in the Vajra posture. This is called the visualization or front generation visualization. Although it said front generation, this one is on the top of it, facing the same direction as yours. But still you can visualize. Like mind has an immense capacity, unlimited, unimpeded capacity. We exercise that. The more your mind rests, the more visualization become vivid. The quieter, the clearer. We don't want more the visualization with effort. Of course, initially we need a little bit efforting, but I want you to taste it, what that means, my statement means. in your experience, in your practice. Resting that place, eye of the storm, which I invited you to rest, then appearance arise clearly. That's her visualization. In her heart is a moon with the syllable ah above it. So now inside her heart, central channel, there's a moon sheet with the syllable ah. Ah represent emptiness, unborn, unceasing, non-fabricating, great bliss. Above it, surrounded by the mantra, this mantra garden. So this seems very tiny visualization, right? But the more your mind rests, be able to rest, this tiny, intimate kind of visualization become immense, as if you are there and you're looking at the immense, vast the appearance. Mantra garden are in the center. Her right hand hold a golden drum. Its beat resounds through the universe. All this symbolism, right hand, for example, deceptive appearance or the relative truth, left hand, the absolute truth or genuine truth. From the supreme domain of awakening, the realm of totality, her offspring gathers. From the supreme domain of awakening. What's that? The realm of totality. Very difficult to translate. Dharma Dhatu, chewing. Her offspring gather. Offspring is the Bodhisattva. Awakened one, Buddha. Awakening beings, Bodhisattva. Still on the journey, complete full awakening. So awakening being and masters, gurus, master, lineage masters, all beings. Her host, you can say, host gathers. Coming like a flower petals swirling in the wind. Can you imagine? Can you feel it? All of them are absorbed into Machik's body. So they came and condensed, gather into Machik. So Machik became the representative expression of the all awakened masters, bodhisattvas and Buddhas. Her left hand holds the silver bell. Now her left hand, silver bell, genuine reality, representing. Its ringing fills the 10 direction sound of emptiness. You just heard, no? Rested in the emptiness, silence, that listening. The Dakini of the 24 places gather. There are many levels, Dakini. One levels or one classification is 24 places. Dakinis and holy places, historical holy places, Dakini. And they gather, coming like a snowflakes in a storm. All of them are absorbed into the Great Mother's body. So Great Mother is the Prajnaparamita, which is inseparable from Machikropton. This figure here. All of them absorbed. So now we're gonna request. This is get into the grants meditation. Maybe we can go through one by one while we are meditating. Oh, Mother Lapkidoma, union of all refugees, I pray to you from the bottom of my heart. This precious human form is difficult to obtain and embodies opportunities and resources. Inspire me to realize its potential. So just take a moment for this contemplation or reminder not to take for granted what we have, what we got. We always focus on what we don't have. We got everything in here. This so-called precious human life. Even human life, precious one, particular condition we have, particular one, which allows us to come to freedom and come to deepest understanding of what is. How fortunate The ultimate fall, the load of death, can come at any time. Inspire me to live a life of no regret. The contemplation of death and impermanence, precious life, and yet it's finite, tenuous nature of life we have. The law of the way things are, work internally. Inspire me to live without shame. Live without shame. Karmic cause and effect. Amongst all the three doors, mind is the most dominant, you can say. Intention, cause, result. Suffering is present in all six realms. Inspire me not to take birth in this state. If you don't believe in all so-called six realms, doesn't matter. We still have six realms in our mind. Even over the course of one day, we go from hell to the God's realm, roaming around, completely angry, overwhelmed by anger, completely drowned in intoxication, all are suffering under the conditioning sentient beings, as long as here conditioned under karma and delusion. The three jewels are reliable and definite refuge. Inspire me to trust them. Then now what to do? Jump off the cliff, so to speak. I like this term. So now we go for the true refuge, which does not deceive you, which does not change. Definite refuge, reliable, trustworthy. The three kind of beings as kind of my parents inspire me for loving kindness and compassion. So now bodhicitta, warmth of your heart, complete openness of your innate caring. In the end, my mind is bare being as truth. Inspire me to attain this stable understanding. As water is poured into water, may the body, speech, and mind of Mother Lapkidoma join with mine and become one, and through this connection, bring great peace. So these are sincere requests coming from your heart, bottom of your heart. Then what's happened? The power of my prayers makes the Great Mother, Magic Lapton, dissolve into light. She is absorbed into me. My mind drops into naked simplicity. So the Mother, awake presence, dissolve and through the central channel and into your heart center. And your awakefulness woke up, unveil, unfolds. Then you rest there in this state. This is called mixing meditation. Then you practice Mahamudra, pointing out the instruction, pointing out the nature of mind. So actually, I want you to rest in there. I'm going to read. Now, look inward. Look at your mind. So now look at your mind. What do you see? Can you see anything? Can you point the finger at your mind? Oh, this is it, this one. Any substance? What's your experience when you look at the mind directly? When you look at the mind, nothing is seen. Is that your experience? No substance. The emptiness of experience is your own mind. Rest in that. However, it's not that there is no mind. No mind? Nothing? No function? What's your experience? Anything can arise. This knowing quality there, no? That's called clarity. Clarity aspect of mind. the pristine awareness that knows experience is your mind. Empty and yet knowing quality. If you experience bliss, look at the experience of bliss directly. Look at your own experience. If that is bliss, look at that. If it's not bliss, look at that. Whatever. Experience arises, no matter what. This is the Mahamudra of empty bliss experience. Bliss, emptiness, conjoined. If you experience clarity, luminosity, you can say, look at the essence of clarity directly, gaze at it directly, without any intermediate kind of things. Just look at clarity, essence of clarity. What is it? This is the Mahamudra of empty clarity experience. Empty and yet clearly appear. Clarity, quality, luminous quality, like a clear lake. If you experience emptiness, now look at the emptiness itself. Is there anything? Look at the essence of emptiness. Is there any such a thing called emptiness there? This is the Mahamudra of non-thought experience. So these three qualities are so-called Mahamudra, mind, nature qualities. Bliss, clarity, and non-conceptuality. So these are pointed out here. When you look inwards, there is nothing to be seen. Experience drops into naked, ordinary knowing. So this is a conclusion in our state. Look inward. There is nothing to be seen. Then what you experience drops into naked, ordinary knowing. Just rest exactly as it is, nakedly, no fabrication. And ordinary, not something special. We already have this awareness, nothing special, ordinary itself. Then now look outwards. Now look outwards. How does that feels like? Now you rested the emptiness of your mind inwardly. And from that point, look outward. It appears no, all these appearances, upheavals, fire, tsunami, we are not negating that. Looking outward, everything is like rainbow. While forms are clear, they are in essence empty. The form clear, vividly appears. Fires, I can feel the smoke vividly. I can experience, but in essence, empty. This is the experience of appearance and existence. Spontaneously arising as enchantment. Illusion, I think this is a translation. Like a movie, illusion, rainbow, reflection of the surface of the lake. No substance, but appear vividly. Whatever thought of the five poisons arise, so now we get into the pleasure, afflicted emotions. Look at their essence. Now, you do that. If you even artificially allows something, desire, strong desire, something, then look at it directly, immediately, nakedly. Is there any substance? What happens? They will spontaneously subside. This is the instruction for the spontaneous freeing. This is a translation of natural liberation. spontaneously subsiding, freeing, freedom. This is one Mahamudra method, direct method. Look at the directly, whatever arises, even these 5 poisons. This is the instruction for the spontaneous freeing of the 5 poisons. Whatever appearances of happiness and suffering arise, look at their essence, and they will spontaneously subside. This is the Mahamudra of making all taste equal. So one taste. Now we're going to go one by one, traditions. There are many, all different traditions lead to the same place, but the method or emphasis are different. He's going over one. This is a method called one taste. Everything, one taste. Happiness, suffering, in essence, one taste. This is called Mahamudra of making all one taste. Taste equal. Whatever the various disturbing and frightening appearances arise, look at the essence and they will spontaneously subside. What do you think? Which tradition, which method is that? These disturbing, frightening appearances, then fear arise. This is the Mahamudra of cutting ground, so-called Cha. Whatever appearances of suffering arise, look at the essence and they will spontaneously subside. This is a pacification or a calming suffering, Shije tradition by Padampa Sangye. This is the holy instruction of calming suffering. Mind is free from existence and non-existence. Existence, no. Mind doesn't go one extreme. On the order or chaos. This is the holy instruction of great middle way, Madhyamika. There is no experience that is not complete in the mind. There is no experience that is not complete in the mind. Primordially complete, completedness. This is the holy instruction of the great perfection, Dzogchen. The mind of the victorious one and your own mind. So awaken one's mind and your own mind and the mind of all sentient beings, diluted to all sentient beings. In essence, one, same. This is the view that the samsara and nirvana are inseparable. This is the Korodeyeme Sakya tradition. Place your mind without trying to cultivate something. This is the naked, ordinary knowing. So now you rest, he's suggesting. So now rest your mind without any fabrication, cultivate anything, no differential point, nakedly. Place your mind without looking or something looked for. This is the practice of Mahamudra. So now this is the explaining Mahamudra tradition method. Keep practice, outlook, and the activity clean. Those 3 things. Practice is a meditation. Outlook is a view of the world and the self. And the activities, this is so-called conduct. How your understanding takes place in the world. To keep those 3 things clean, pure, and to protect your commitment as you do your eyes, guard this commitment of Mahamudra. Combine the 2 rivers, the Kadampa and the Mahamudra. Kadampa tradition, these are earlier tradition of Gelug, starting with Atisha, Kadampa tradition, and the Mahamudra, all combined together like a river. This is a very beautiful way of saying, combine the 2 rivers, the Kadampa and the Mahamudra. The point is to attain stability in your mind. This is called a fruition. Now, the 4th one, fruition, meditation, view, conduct, and fruition. This is the fruition of secret mantra tradition. Secret Vajrayana you can say, tradition. So see if you can rest in that. See if you can just take a moment again, directly connect your experience, felt sense with what's arising, today's discussion, practice, Guru Yoga. And also see if you can connect to some kind of sense of connection or aspiration or inspiration, how you can bring this practice to your daily life. Even not the formal sitting practice, even your daily life, you're doing something. See if you can bring this Mahamudra Guru Yoga practice into incorporate to your life. See how you can do that. Kind of make a little bit of a sense of planning. Would be nice too. Then we're gonna sandwich this practice with brief dedication in your own way. All of you are practitioner. See if you can dedicate briefly, ultimately and temporary purpose. Temporary is very important, which allows us to continue to practice, provide us conducive conditions for us to live long, healthy, so that we can serve all beings, can develop ourselves as much as possible in this life, our family, our communities, our human communities, community of sentient beings.